quite nice to describe the leaves, tulip leaves and things. You can, by making it hair, it sometimes explains the leaf more clearly than if you were being very careful about creating exactly the shape. So if you keep a radar up for feeling inspired by the materials that are around you, and you might find that something unexpected comes up as the best way of describing something, which might not be what you had planned for. As I said, I know the alarm has just gone off there now, so I'm going to stop in about 1 more minute. I just wanted to do something, like maybe for the jug. It might be no harm to use the stencil. So I'm just going to make a colour that's I'm going to make a colour that looks to me a little bit like what's on the jug, and to find a stencil that has some sort of that looks a bit similar. Mummy, am I still standing in front of you the whole time there? Okay. I think it's a beginning anyway. And this is how I'd recommend that you start, if you can, see, we've got a half an hour before we have a break. We might have a little coffee in a half an hour or something. And by that time, I'd recommend that you have something general to describe the foliage, something to describe the main flowers from your angle, and something to describe the jug, and maybe the tabletop if you can see that. And when I say something to describe them, a surface that feels inspiring to you to work over. All you're doing is layering on something that's going to allow you to feel that you can kind of work into it. You want it to have something. And the something isn't this. The something is this.
No lines. You've not got any lines, and that's something that I'd love to go back to.
Yeah, at this stage, there's an opportunity to use, like you could draw with the ink later on. For example, you might want to draw some of the flowers using line, and there's loads of inks there. There's all different kinds of inks, and we could use the sticks. I think some of the brushes are carved into sticks so that you can draw with the stick. And there's the oil pastel as an option to just quickly take those out as well. Just for example, if you want to retrieve the light in between some of the petals, you could use the oil pastel. Some of them are better than others. Now that's not great. It's not as bright as I wanted it to be, but even sometimes using your non-dominant hand to describe things makes you continue that organic, not rigid holding tight, but let's see what happens, and make chance essential. As Paul Klee said, make chance essential. Let there be breathing space there for stuff to occur that you have to respond to. Do you know? So you make something happen. It's scary. It's really not comfortable. And that's a good sign. If you're not feeling comfortable, it's good. I know.
If you're not feeling comfortable and you're exhausted as well.
I know, yeah. Now you know your edges, So please, the most important part is to look after yourself. And I mean kind of emotionally slightly uncomfortable is good. Physically, you want to be looking after yourself. Be gentle with your body. Look after yourself really well, and give yourself the best capacity to have courage then. And this might look like chaos, but I didn't want to be tame in the beginning. I think it's important that we feel like you can just bring your colours to the table. And the best way to do that is to breathe and hydrate and shake it off every so often, have some cake at lunchtime, and just give yourself permission to flower. Hey, you're there already. But give yourself, you have already given yourself permission to be here in this space fully to your time. So you might as well push the boundaries. You might as well be free. For God's sake, we're not here that long. You might as well be free and let yourself play with whatever. And I think it's good having the anchor of the flowers. So you come back to observing what's here, And then, okay, what's the next thing that I can select to make this happen on my page? So it's not that you're blindly following every kind of whim. There is an anchor. The flowers here are your anchor. So you can be attentive with them, fully observe, and whatever it is then trust, that's the mark you need to make, and do it. So there's a kind of an anchor, trust, and then just do it. I think you'll be great, you know. So I'm going to just leave all of this stuff up there. There's more than I've used here, there's a lot more, so feel free to rummage in the bags. It's kind of exciting to first maybe gather together the colours and the materials that you feel you might use in the early stages, to have them within easy reach so that you're not distracted by always, like me, rummaging around for every colour. So have your blue, your brown and your green, for example, ready, and maybe the purple and a yellow or something. And you might pick out some collage paper that reminds you a little bit of the jug or something, and a couple of oil pastels. So have some things rather than everything, you know, because too many variables drives us demented, I think. I think that's it now. I'd say that's it. The very best of luck, and I'll come around and see you. Now the thing is, the flowers are going to be moved over here a little bit more, so they'll be central to everybody. And I had a look, and I think that they look good from every angle. That's my opinion. If you're interested, if you're not happy, let me know. And the thing with the jug, you can pretend it's turned towards you if you want to do the handle and the spout, but I think just anything to describe the, you know, it's the same shape all the way around. So you can choose to leave it blank or have some sort of stencil shape on it. But if you really love the pattern, you could take a photo of it and come back and try and explain the pattern from your side. There's an awful lot of information being hurled at you there now. So I'll put the stuff on the table, I'll clean your space off here, and then we'll do a half an hour of painting before the coffee break. So there's half an hour to explain your wild goose or something. Yeah. With PVA glue. So this is for everybody to use. Yeah, this is for everybody. All the stuff that I bring is for everybody to use. So and you can put it on a piece of, like you could put the glue out like that. That's what I do. I don't know, I meant to bring more. I've got a lot of plastic bowls, so you can, if you want to use them for water, there should be 2 things for water. You know, these, you should have 2 each. But you could just use a piece of paper even to put your glue on if you wanted to. And I'll put the collage paper and the glue up there. So yeah.